Certain men will come and be dissolved by the cirrus of animals with magnetic symphony, and at the same time, the ganglionic instincts are so prominent to believe that human beings are returning to the aged sphere they had abandoned. That apartment of accord places spiritual light of which a mere drop of the natural world is boundless. I could go backwards, penetrated with radiance that exists hidden by earthly vapors, but can only break through the hypothesis of the terrestrial translator.
Why twist the day into future no-ones, when all our dark sockets peel away into mistrials and denials? There was a black widow who nestled in vain, there was a blank window who lost her best pain, and so forth. Slant her toward a better maybe, that she may sinking go.
Our house was here first. Why they put that road through our front yard I'll never understand. I remember bitterly standing out front, working my garden in the tremendous cloud of dust as those machines first chewed their way through the fields.
A Homer red or a Hopper red, niggling teas of tasted life and then a magic varnish. Too toxic tripled in medias res. Doesn't a doe appear with spotted fawn in someone's dream? A hope of red summer someday, without a mesmerizing context for description or destruction.
She never showed up, even after all the invitations I left under the door. Spiritually, she always looked upward, but nothing more. No convictions, no prayers under her breath. Each letter to her I offered more of myself, revealing the ache of how I yearned for her. She's in there. I know it now. Let's just finish with emotion.
Okay.
You start.
Sure. Erosion, or eros ion. A dark blue dress rises from the cold frost fields, apprehended dimly. In a cold season of wakened witchery, dark hands make difference among its folds. Hope is the same as grief. I'm reminded that I fashion my own openings by the dreams that own me. There are so many. How do I choose?
Dark hands. Once, 5 rivers ago, my hands didn't belong next to his heart, yet I put them there close by because of the thrashing desire of not having him within my grasp. And could anything matter as much as the guilt that observed my every urge? My hands that would fold sheets of rice paper late into the night into irregular accordion books, stories that would never be remembered until the vagrant text came to settle by my pillow some 30 years later.
A dark blue dress. Taking it off the first time, the mirror hidden, the curtains drawn over the windows. His walking down the hall, slow footsteps of anticipation. The dress will never fit the same again. How do I understand the feel of the fabric, having never touched the body the dress borders upon, the sacred integument in which Godhead is revealed and concealed?
The mirror hidden from view, from the ordinary pleasure of watching yourself touch soft and feel open. In many ways, you and I have been interchangeable in this yet-to-be-realized life of passion, lipsticking discreet signs of the unattainable in the attic behind the mirror, where no one can see the anxious graffiti you call obsession, the slightest scent of a subtext, and I lose my bearings.
The anxious graffiti you call obsession. It was all the same poem 3 years long, and it was all for you. As the poem moved over time, you became the prima causa, so good to me, so kind to indulge my fantasy. In your absentia mystica, I became a thin shimmer of yearning, a pure surface of hurt too beautiful to look at straight, a jewel hollowed of presence. I saw myself as a crown to your throne, a deluded Narcissa.
Jewel hollowed. The glyph that is, I was myself, yes, a jewel encrypted in a jewel, hollowed by writing, carving your story in my hollow wooden amulet, shaped like a pear with a burning needle. Journals and diaries were too heavy, my body too heavy. I wanted my body to be all air, pure space, inside this dark blue-green dress, materializing into flesh, woman presence only for your pleasure. Most of the scriptings I threw away, never thinking I would need them now.
Air. The way you looked leaping up to catch a fire in the ultimate game. Darkness and pallor, that is who you were to me, a leaping cold fire in the blaze of night.
Fire in the ultimate. When the unnameable came to me as a young shepherd boy, he had your aspect. I wrote him into my articulable experience, my text, the one I parade to the world as story. But as I had forgotten you, could it have been the true text? In that vision, the shepherd took my hand, and we lay down by the still waters, where I let him kiss me with the kisses of his mouth. His left hand was under my head, and his right hand did embrace me. I gave the dress away those years, but it came back to my closet unobtrusively.
Absentia mystica. Remember the first time he was about to give himself to you. The eerie sonor concrete, panning from one side of the room to the other, not to be understood until much later, after he was found out, and you, walking the lake edge, dispose your hesitations. By example, I follow suit in the next available moment. Thank you.
We're about to